Hello again, welcome everybody back to the channel. A couple of weeks ago, you might remember I uploaded an unboxing video of some huge metal vinyl order which I had placed to some German label, which included like 8 kilograms of brand new black and death metal vinyl. A couple of days later, what happened was that I was thinking, like, you know what? There are still some holes left in my metal vinyl collection, which I need to fill. And just like that, I placed four new vinyl orders to different mail orders throughout Europe. A couple of items were bought off Amazon. So what you're about to see today is technically not an unboxing, but just a show off of the last additions to my vinyl collection. Is my interest in metal back? Hell knows. Maybe, I don't know. It probably never completely gone away in the sense that I will always listen to the bands that I like. It's just a matter of me being extremely more picky these days, which bands to support. And also with the price of vinyl these days hitting 30 to 40, sometimes even 50 euro for a brand new record, you gotta be a little bit more careful. I mean, it's not like I have any problems in terms of money. I have a pretty decent job, but still, it's just a matter of principle. Why would I spend 50 euro on a brand new record? I mean, it's kind of like insane in my opinion. But with that being said, there are a restricted bunch of bands which I will always be happy to spend my hard-earned money on, and Benediction is certainly one of them. And just like that, I had to acquire their new Ravage of Empires LP. The instant I knew Benediction had a new album out, I was sold and said like, okay, have to buy this one because Benediction is one of my all-time favorite bands. Can't possibly go wrong with this band. The record is still sealed, as you can tell, but I did listen to it via streaming services and I was extremely well impressed. It totally blew me out of my shoes. Solid album, can't possibly go wrong with them. Like, even Benediction at their lowest is still 100 times better than 99% of the best black metal released these days. That's how good they are. So this is definitely an LP which is gonna get several spins on my turntable in the forthcoming weekend. Uh, being an Italian, I will have one day more to listen to it because it's holidays today, which means my weekend is extended by one day. So yeah, this is definitely an album which will have a constant presence on my turntable. Much like Grind Bastard. Now I already owned the previous edition by of this album, which the incompetent people at Night of the Brained Vinyl Makers Dead released. And I sold that one because I was not satisfied with the quality, just like I'm not satisfied with the quality of 99% of the releases that said excuse for a label puts out. So there was a hole in my Benediction collection, which is now filled thanks to this nice reissue that Nuclear Blast Records put out. Of course, I'm already familiar with the music. I tend to think this will not disappoint me in terms of manufacturing because Nuclear Blast Records knows its shit when it comes to releasing vinyl. So yeah, that's definitely another Benediction album which is gonna get some place in the weekend. Next up, Blaze on Stone. Now, if you're not too happy with what Running Wild is releasing these days, you might give these guys a chance. This is a band which is basically a copycat in terms of both attitude and concept and music, most importantly. Um, of Running Wild. They're basically, yeah, a Xerox copy of the best Running Wild. Think about what the band of Rock and Roll was about in between the Death or Glory album all the way through the Rivalry. and you will get a clear picture of what Blazing Stone is all about. This is already their 6th, I believe, full-length album. They also have a mini LP as well as a live album out. They're all pretty similar in quality, and I hands down recommend them to any Running Wild fan. I myself, as a Running Wild fanboy, I have no troubles saying that I prefer Blazing Stone to nowadays Running Wild. I'll take them any moment, any day of the week over the real deal, because let's face it, this day Running Wild is just a sad imitation of what they used to be. But Blazing Stone does the Running Wild thing much better than the real band does. So yeah, absolutely give these guys a chance if you're into this kind of music. More German power metal. I mean, Blazing Stone is from Sweden, but it copies a German band. More German power metal in the shape of Gravedigger Prey. This is actually a 12 inches EP, which Jolly Roger Records from Italy released. Better say Blackbeard, which is the moniker they're using for the rare releases. Somehow, Jolly Roger Records acquired the rights to re-release the back catalog by the band led by what's the name of the singer again? Today my memory is really playing tricks on me. Chris Boltendal, of course. And they already released the Symphony of Death mini CD as a mini LP, which didn't turn out too well, actually, but this one is actually flawless. It's a very, very cool vinyl release. 250 copies, or is it like 150? I can't remember, but 250 copies on black vinyl, 250 on this beautiful bone vinyl. Maybe not the kind of release that will change your life if you're not a Gravedigger fanboy. I myself collect pretty much everything the band puts out. Big fan of the band. And I just had to acquire it, but of course you can skip it if you're not a Gravedigger diehard fanatic. Next up, we are moving to poser-like territories here. That's where, most of the average old school metal vinyl followers will probably remove their inscription to this channel, but it is what it is. I absolutely love Cradle of Filth. Been a huge fan since day one. I bought the Principle of Evil Made Flesh the minute it came out in 1994 and have been a rather huge fan ever since. Of course, the new album might not be a new Dusk and Their Embrace or a second Cruelty in the Beast, but it's still a solid Cradle of Filth. Haven't listened to the full album yet, but I did listen to the song which they recorded a video clip for, and I was very positively impressed, so I just had to go with it and buy the full-length album. It's still sealed, just like the majority of the records you're seeing in this episode. And, well, whether you like Cradle of Filth or not, you gotta give them some credit. If you like this kind of music, like this mixture between black metal and goth metal, they're absolute masters at what they're doing. And this is gonna be a controversial opinion, I know, but in my humble opinion, Danny Filth is hands down the best metal lyricist of all times. Like, he's incredibly talented at crafting lyrics. Dare to say is like a modern day poet, because that's what his lyrics are like to me. They're literally like poems, and just like that I probably lost 200 followers in the process, but couldn't really care less. If you don't like Cradle of Filth, you have poor taste and I know better. Nocturna writes, the Sacred Talisman, again, power metal from Sweden. You know that if you follow my channel, or better my Instagram account, you'll know I'm a sucker for power metal the melodic way, which Nocturnal writes are undisputed champions at. This is their 4th LP, better said the CD, because it originally was only released on CD. And again, Jolly Roger Records from Italy, also known as Blackbeard, decided to give it the vinyl treatment. And just like that, all Nocturnal Rites albums have been released on vinyl. I will probably post a picture of my Nocturnal Rites collection. This might not be my all-time favorite release by the band, which I believe is good without being incredibly good. I think they don't really have a masterpiece in their discography. Sacred, Shadowland is probably their best album in my humble opinion. Lights abandon me somehow, I believe. Okay, whatever. Let's keep it going. Yeah, Shadowland is my favorite album by the band. This is, I would say, like a 7 out of 10 LP. Still deserves to be in your collection if you're a fan of the band. Next up, Dirkschneider, Balls to the Wall Reloaded. Now, this was not actually ordered via mail order, but it was actually bought at their show. I attended the Dirkschneider show last month in Budapest, and I was so impressed by it. Like, it must have been like my 10th Udo show, if we're counting both Dirkschneider and UDO. And I was totally impressed as usual. You know, like Udo is a guarantee, is one of those metal legends. And after the show, I just decided to support the band. Couldn't do anything else but support them for the incredible show they put up. And I had to spend like €40 for this album, believe it or not. That's how expensive things are these days. This is the, I believe, orange vinyl version. Yeah, it's orange vinyl. What this album is all about is just a rare recording of the original Accept album Balls to the Wall with different vocals, in the sense that there are some heavy metal superstars starring on it, like Mil Petrozza, there's Tim Reaper Owens, Biff Byford from Saxon, and there's Mikael Kiske from Halloween. Re-recording those old Accept songs. Now, Dirkschneider, I'll take any kind of music from Dirkschneider over that poor imitation of Accept that the real Accept is all about these days. I really am not a fan of anything Wolf Hoffman released with Mike Tornillo singer. That doesn't sound like Accept at all to my ears. And I will stick to Dirkschneider anytime, any day of the week, any moment of my day. Now, if you're asking me, am I gonna listen to this version of Balls to the Wall over the original Accept album? Hell no. This is, maybe it will get like a couple more spins in the next 30 years perhaps, but it was still a cool item to buy, and just I tend to look upon it as a symbolic, thank you to the band for delivering one more amazing show. And at age 73, Dirk Schneider is still stronger than ever. Next up, this is gonna cause the average follower of this channel a heart attack, and probably cause me a few loss of followers, but it is what it is. I couldn't be bothered. Windrose, Warfront. Now, Windrose is an Italian band which managed to get bigger and bigger over the years. They started up as a really small underground band, and somehow nowadays they are headlining huge festivals like Wacken and similar. As an Italian, I'm kind of like happy with their success, especially because I'm a big fan of their music. This kind of like power metal slash folk has always been my cup of tea, definitely. I know it's not the kind of style that you're expecting to see on this channel, but it is what it is, really. And this is their third album, actually. It has never been opened. It was actually purchased on Amazon some months ago, but never actually had the time to listen to it, which is also one of the many reasons why I'm not buying that much music anymore. I just don't have the time to physically listen to it. But yeah, great album. Listen to it via streaming, and if you're into this band, just go for it. Satisfaction guaranteed. Alestorm, another poserish band. You will hate me for this, but I couldn't care less because my taste is better than yours. Leviathan, this is a 12 inches that originally came out as a CD only, and Napalm Records decided to give it a vinyl treatment. Now, Napalm Records is one of those labels that I used to buy stuff from in the mid-90s. I remember acquiring the Saterial stuff as well as some t-shirts from them. And I remember the mail order was so thin, and nowadays they are perhaps the biggest metal label around, next to Century Media, Nuclear Blast, and those names. Now, Alestorm, band I absolutely love, totally into their silly pirate slash folk slash power metal thing. I know it's not very popular among extreme metal fans, but it is what it is. Absolutely love this band. Still miss one of their 12 inches EP to complete my collection. This will definitely appeal to fans of the band. It includes some of their best songs: Wolves of the Sea, Heavy Metal Pirates, Viberum Vine, which is actually a re-recording with German lyrics, one of their best songs from the previous album. Next up, Death SS, Where Have You Gone? Now, Where Have You Gone is actually a re-release of 12-inch CP, which was the forerunner of their third album, Heavy Demons, released in 1991 on Contempo Records. Somehow, the new label decided there was a need for a re-release of this 12-inch CP. Perhaps not so needed, but I decided to buy it because I'm a huge fan of early Death SS. I tend to buy pretty much everything they put out. Now, this version, perhaps not exactly, the kind of stuff that I will probably save if my house was caught on fire. There's not even a proper jacket, it's just folded insert, which serves apparently in the intentions of the label, they claim so, as a poster. Pretty cool picture by the band, but yeah, I mean, for 20 euro, is this what you're expecting to get? Probably not, but it is what it is. That's just the way things are done these days. I mean, technically speaking, this is not a bad reissue. Like, they did an acceptable job with the cover artwork. The picture is still pretty crisp. If you look at it from close, you will probably notice, especially if you own the original EP, that it's somehow a little bit blurrier than the original, but they did an acceptable job. Not too many complaints concerning this one. Corpi Clani and yet another band which all of you will probably hate, and I'm really sorry for you for having such poor taste, because this band absolutely rules. Big fan of them. I never actually listened to these two albums, which I bought because they were sold for a fraction of their original price at Jolly Roger Records from Italy. And but with Corpi Clan you can possibly go wrong. I would be very what they could possibly play on these records. I mean, their folk metal, it's just very recognizable. I would be very surprised to find any kind of like non alternative stuff on these two records. So yeah, absolutely proud to have them in my collection. Not really sure how many records I still miss by Corpi Clani, but these are gonna get some serious spins. Moving on to the next one. This is, in my humble opinion, and I know this is gonna be very controversial, the best metal album released in 2025 so far. This album is an actual masterpiece, just like everything Tobias Sammet puts out. The worst Avantasia album is, I don't know, I don't think they have a really bad album in their discography. To me, the discography is pretty much flawless, and his album makes no exception. It contains at least 4 or 5 total classics, The Witch being my favorite one. Had a chance to see this band live in Budapest some weeks ago, and I was totally blown out by their show. Impressive to say the least. 3 hours of music, 6 different singers on stage, absolutely massive. At some point, the guy even set the piano on fire. There was all sorts of, like crazy visual effects. Avantasia is a band I absolutely love. If you dislike them, I'm really sorry for you. You have, again, terrible taste. I know it better, so please do yourself a favor, buy this album and change your mind on power metal, because this is just doesn't even it's not even a matter of being metal or not. This is just great music all around. If you dislike it, I mean, I'm really sorry for you. It means that your taste in music is just terribly bad. And finally, we have Sonsombre Eulogy. Now, this is probably the more expensive one of the lot, because I had to order it from overseas, since Cleopatra Records, which is the label which put the album out, as far as I know, doesn't have a European distribution. So I was forced to order it from overseas and ended up paying some 50 euro after import fees were included. And gotta say, I will not regret doing so, because this album absolutely rules. I love Sonsombre. This band has nothing to do with metal whatsoever. It's actually rooted in the traditional gothic rock scene. Think of like bands like The Cure, Sisters of Mercy, Catherine's Cathedral. You know what kind of music I'm talking about. And again, if you don't like this kind of music, I mean, again, I have to say it for the like 4 times straight. I'm really sorry for you. Great all around music, absolutely deserves to be in your collection. A personal fave of mine, Long Black Dress. They filmed a really nice video clip. This record will appeal to any fan of gothic rock. Absolutely recommended. And this gives me the chance to answer one of the questions that some of you guys asked me in one of my previous videos. Why do I have a beef with Nuclear War Now Records? I mean, I don't really have anything against them. Or better said, I do, because I fucking hate them. It's just everything about their attitude just sucks from, like the way their ridiculous taste in music, which I mean, it's debating taste in music is pretty pointless, but what really gets on my nerves is this anti-goth stuff which they write on each and every release they have, which is completely stupid. Why would anyone not like goth music? I mean, for fuck's sake, I mean, some of the best music ever recorded is goth. So I mean, clean your ears, you dumb idiots at Nuclear Poop Now, and just accept the fact that any kind of goth music is exponentially better than all of your crapola ridiculous blasphemy clones that have no other purpose than just saturating the market with shitty music. So yeah, that's my final rant for the weekend. It was requested because, yeah, as I said before, some guys were actually pretty curious to find out why I dislike that one label. This is one of the reasons. There are many other reasons. The fact that they support blatantly racist bands is certainly another one. But it is what it is. Nobody's forcing me to buy their records, and I certainly won't. So guys, that does it for this lengthy episode. We're approaching our 24th minute recording, so time for me to go. Hope you enjoyed this new huge pile of records added to my collection. Let me know down in the comments what you think of these bands we have seen today. Even if you disagree with my opinions, feel free to express them. I will never censor anyone as long as the opinions are expressed in a, respectful and kind form. That's all I'm asking for. And I really don't think I'm asking for too much, am I? So guys, that does it for this episode. Next up, spoiler alert, it's gonna be an episode dedicated to my Merciful Fate bootleg collection. I will go in depth because I acquired some Merciful Fate new bootlegs, and at this point my bootleg collection by the band has reached a pretty consistent level, so I believe some of you will probably find that one interesting, and at least more interesting than talking Alestorm and Avantasia for sure. So guys, till the next time, as usual, keep it loud and heavy.